Salute to Kai tonight. Remember what I always tell you, Kai. Stay away from these dirty ass niggas.
Yo!
These hip hop fucking old school journalists who don't really want to see you succeed. You ain't never even claimed to be a journalist. That's why people get. I saw somebody.
That's fucking. I said the
somebody
same
got
thing.
mad. Shut up.
I gave him the exact same advice. It's crazy.
Somebody got mad in one of my group chats the other day because the Kai didn't know the name of Jay-Z's first album. The name of Jay-Z's first album is older than Kai Sanat. Reasonable Doubt is 26. Kai is 22. Like, why? I don't care that he don't know that.
Why does he have to be a hip hop historian?
Exactly.
Stop it with it.
I don't care that he don't know that.
Let the youth be young,
He never claimed to be that person.
By the way, but there's things you can ask me as a 45-year-old about the 80s. I don't know.
AIDS?
Oh my God.
He's claiming to have a whole hit list now. Apparently, Kid Cudi, Cassie's ex, is on it, and Diddy allegedly blew up his car.
When Cassie, you know the artist Cassie.
Oh, yeah.
It started when she filed a lawsuit against him for past abuse.
But were they married? They've been together for a long time.
They were together for a while, yeah. But I guess like when he was with her, the lawsuit details that he used to beat her, that he used to rape her, and that he would also force her to have sex with other guys, and he would film it.
That's so weird.
And then she claimed that Diddy also blew up Kid Cudi's car because Kid Cudi was like hitting on her.
Like a explosion? like a mafia? Wow.
And then also, this is, keep in mind that she was 19 and he was 37 at the time. So it's a pretty big difference. The day that lawsuit went public, the next day, Diddy's legal team settled it.
Wow. Next day?
Holy
crap. You got a good legal team.
So he was probably like, Cassie, we'll give you 40 mil.
Yeah, they knew about it, but then once the lawsuit actually hit the public eye, then they tried to, But it was one of those settlements where they're like, okay, we're going to pay her the money. Nobody knows how much it was. There's like estimates that she was possibly demanding 30 million. They don't know. But it's one of those, it's not an admission of guilt thing. So Diddy continued to say none of that stuff is true, but we're going to give her this money, which kind of sort of sucks. That like it got settled out of court because now you'll never really know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
that's the way the legal system is, though.
So because that lawsuit went through and the settlement happened, a bunch of other people started coming out. A number of women first came out saying that like, oh, he actually like raped me back then during this, and then another woman said that him and like a bunch of his friends like had raped her, they drugged her. A bunch of stuff came out. And then this guy came out and said that he had been assaulted too.
Lil Rod?
Yeah, your boy.
He's my boy Lil Rod, dude.
Yeah, he said that like Diddy had made him have sex with like.
The video of him messing around with Cassie made the abuse clear. Diddy has been acting shady toward her for a while. Next vice. Charlamagne seems to believe he can get away with anything, even publicly assaulting his girlfriend.
Hailed by many people for speaking on domestic violence, but also because she really speaks, it seems like, from the heart. When people juxtapose her statement with Diddy's apology from a couple days ago, they're seeing a decided difference. It feels like she really wants to be of service. As Elizabeth mentioned, she reaches out to those who are already, in a similar situation. And I just feel like a lot of people feel for her, but also they are happy that she's speaking up. It should not take having to see a video of someone being abused to believe the abuse.
Charlamagne says it's not about talent. Diddy just has connections. The mysterious celebrity deaths surrounding him make things even more suspicious.
But right now, as I'm talking, there's a woman out there getting beat up by a man, right? And she's not going to get no news coverage. Nobody's going to talk about her.
We should say the name of Cassie, the survivor of the domestic violence.
Yes.
Let's talk more about her.
Absolutely. Let's talk about the issue, Priya. Let's talk about the actual issue and not the individual.
When it comes to us, it doesn't seem to be the thing we think, amplified is the right word.
Charlamagne, you talk about in the book how you own up to the fact that the beginning of your career was all being a shock jock. Like you were getting kind of into the fame of it all. How did you get to that point and then come all the way to this part? Because your book makes so much sense. A lot of your interviews, it's so powerful, but it's not the same person you were.
Well, I shouldn't be. I'm 45 years old. I was born in I was born in 1978. I'll be 46 next month. You know, Muhammad Ali said the person who's doing at 50 the same thing they was doing at 20 wasted 30 years of their life. I haven't wasted a moment. You know? If we're not growing and evolving, what are we doing?
Well, because you've also been very open about your mental health journey, seeking out therapy, battling daily anxiety, panic attacks. So one thing I also learned is that you're a tree hugger. That is one step I have not taken.
A tree hugger?
Yeah, I got a chapter in the book called Tree Hug the Block. And, you know, I talk about how...
There's power in it. There's
absolutely.
analogy.
But you don't know that. Like, you hear people say that, and you're like, that's crazy. Why would I go out there and hug trees? Try it. It's summertime. It's springtime. Take your shoes off. Take your socks off. Go do some grounding, walk around in the grass.
Yeah,
go hug a tree. Lean up against a tree. Breathe some fresh air. See what happens.
But we also have to let you know there are things that live in these trees that we're hugging.
Check for bears. Especially in New York.
And no, even New Jersey too.
Yeah.
You go out there and hug a tree and...
Don't settle for just any tree.
That's right. Be discerning about the tree that you're hugging.
People don't really be caring about the issues like they care. They care about the individual. Like people got mad at me last week. Well, I didn't realize they got mad at me for some brilliant idiot shit I said months ago when we were talking about Diddy.
Wow.
And I was just saying how, like, when I see situations like this, it's sad, right? Like I did Dan Abrams' show, and he played the clip from Idiots, right? But he played it without the context. So the context was, it's sad to see another person, you know, ruin their life based off poor choices, right? It's sad to see when these people crash and burn just because they've made alleged poor choices. At the time, I said alleged poor choices, right? So when somebody asked me about Diddy, it was on The View. They asked me about Diddy, and I go, I think we need to focus on the issue, not the individual. Because what happens a lot of times in these situations, we get so caught up in the celebrity of it all that we don't ever take the time to talk about what's the real core issue here. To me, it's domestic violence. It's these men that need to go do the work on themselves because they're dealing with all this hurt and this pain and this unhealed trauma, and they're projecting that on the other women. And it's the patriarchy. Because you got a guy like a Diddy who's in a position of power who probably don't look at any woman as an equal or
it's a sociopathic, power-hungry narcissist.
But that's still all mental health related. That's still all something that you need to go
be
get
crazy
checked.
people out there. Yes.
So my point is, we don't ever talk about the issue. Now it's Diddy's music is banned from Peloton, and Diddy's eyeglasses are taken out. Who gives a fuck? Whatever happens to him as an individual, he's got to deal with the consequences of his actions. But the issue is still going to be going on.
That's interesting.
As I'm talking right now, somebody's getting their ass kicked. Some woman's getting their ass kicked right now. Nobody's even paying her no attention.
And then we move on once we see justice is served for the individual.
That's right.
We act as if the issue is taken care of.
That's
when
right.
in reality, it's not taken care of at all.
At all.
But our passivity comes in because we feel satisfied because we never cared about the issue. I've never cared as strong, but like we cared more about the fact that this famous person we saw our whole lives is involved in this fucking thing.
Pound of flesh. Now, I largely agree with you. Could you make the argument that there is still some benefit in seeing, we're going to make an example out of this guy. You're going to take this guy who was a demigod of sorts, like so powerful, and he's going to be stripped to nothing, and these are the consequences of those actions.
Yes, but you have to put the lesson in it, right? Like, we can't have these small conversations about Diddy and what it means to his legacy, whatever. We have to say, this is what happens to your legacy when you do bullshit behavior like this. Like, I don't think we ever have those discussions when it comes to celebrity. Like, all we see is all of these guys get canceled, all of these guys
100%
go to prison, as they should, but then what?
R. Kelly, same exact thing.
Nobody's
talking about human trafficking. Nobody's talking about what's happening to these.
Nothing.
He
pees on people.
That's it. Which is hilarious.
What's the lesson with Diddy? It's like, oh, he's gay.
He's gay. But it's not.
We don't know that yet.
Fair.
That is the
Allegedly.
other. What we know about Diddy is he absolutely puts his hands on women. We've seen that.
I think that part
looks like a motherfucker.
Yes.
Gotta be.
That's clear.
And she said he was intoxicated and shit, but you are Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Yeah.
And you're in the Intercontinental Hotel and you run out in a towel. This was 2016 they say, or 18?
Yeah.
This guy was 46 years old. You're a multi, you might have been a billionaire by
I
this
don't
time.
chalk it up to, like, no drug makes you beat a woman.
No.
You beat women and
No,
then
I'm
you're
sure
on
there's
drugs.
drugs. I agree with that.
And then you do it. Like,
it's not only drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not only. I'm not saying it's not only drugs,
yeah.
but this isn't regular behavior, bro. Like
I think it's regular.
You're running in a hotel with a towel on.
I agree with him. I think it's regular for him. I think he's such a fucking monster. The amount of times you got to hit your girl to not give a fuck that you're in public.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But I think that he's just such a power-hungry person that when I think he feels invincible when he has the power, and these types of things, unfortunately, make him feel invincible.
Yeah.
Top or bottom?
What?
Top or bottom?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Power bottom.
I think, honestly, I think it's top, and I don't even think it's a gay thing. I think everything about his life is power and how he can exert power on people. I think that's why watching people fuck someone is power. It's like, I'm going to make you do this thing you don't even want to do, and I'm going to watch and enjoy it.
That's why he loves the Joker.
He wants to be the fucking Joker, this agent of chaos.
I think it's both, bro.
You think he's a power bottom?
Centipede.
So it's like Dick, then Dick.
He's in somebody in him. This fucking sandwich
Eiffel Tower.
thing. We still don't know what Diddy is.
I mean, we know
That's
a
the thing.
little.
We know little. We know bits and pieces.
Yeah.
This shit might be deeper than rap. We don't know. Like this might be a whole rabbit hole. You might be like, oh shit.
But seeing this video.
That's what I was trying to get at this whole time.
Okay,
that is the wildest story that came out of a lot of this shit, and nobody gives a fuck.
Let's talk about it.
What story?
Pull it up, Mark. I don't even want to repeat it. Pull it up. This shit sounds so crazy.
Nah, this shit wild.
Type in his name and Diddy.
But this is why I believe
Reginald
all the
Van
Cassie
Johnson.
allegations because of this video. Because
What video?
she describes this what happened
word
to
for
the
word.
T.
Oh,
So
yeah,
now
yeah,
it's like
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe everything she said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1000%.
I'm not.
This is horrifying.
Also, Diddy's bullshit. While you're getting that, Diddy's bullshit as excuse, like how he couldn't mention Cassie's name in the apology. There's no rule you can't apologize.
Whatever. Oh, I'm not laughing at that.
No, I
I'm
know
laughing
you're
at
not.
this shit. I'm laughing at this shit. That Marcus.
Yeah. Also, you called her a liar like 3 days ago.
Yeah,
Like,
get the fuck out.
Said she was looking after for a quick buck. You're a fucking scumbag. And, maybe it's more triggering for me because whatever. But like that shit, I was
Why
like,
is it more
kill this
triggering
guy.
for you? What
I
happened?
grew up in a house. And I didn't see that ever, but I grew up in a house where there was abuse. So it was like you watch that, and this is way more extreme than anything I saw. Like she's trying to sneak out of the fucking room. He's dragging her by the hair. Not gonna pimp my struggle. I didn't see anything like that. But watching that is like, yo, fuck this guy forever.
Did you ever try to intervene?
Yeah, I did one time.
You got your ass kicked?
No, we didn't do anything. I just stood in his way and I didn't say a word. I didn't even look at him, which I'm kind of like, I just got in his way. And I remember thinking, if this goes down, this goes down.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I remember I was reading Will Smith's book, and he always said he felt bad because he never intervened. So that was like he said he felt like a coward.
Yeah.
You know, he never intervened. Watching his mother go through the abuse from his father. But I think
Charlamagne is basically saying anyone who crosses Diddy ends up dead. Now he's even claiming Diddy might be connected to Tupac and Biggie's murders, which sounds crazy.
Purely on talent, I think he comes in probably around a 6 on a scale from 1 to 10. He's not talented because he's not much of a great creator. You know, he's a great spokesperson or a person to just be in the place of a thing, but not great as far as talent is concerned. And, you know, I wanted to reiterate one thing that you just was talking about. And we're talking about this system that's called the blackball system, where what happens is if you don't agree with someone like Puff, then you're up against a big system that won't, like, for an example, when I first released the book in 2009, it was very difficult for me to get an interview on my own radio stations here in Atlanta because they said that he was spending so much money on marketing and promoting Ciroc and his liquors and his brands. So they was like, it would be it would be a conflict of interest. So it's a lot of people who are in positions, such as Vlad. Vlad, I'm glad to be on this platform with you today, but I've always been waiting for you to reach out to me to say, Mark, let's do an interview. I've done one with Sean Prez, but I was waiting on you. And it's those kind of things that we put in place that prevent.
With the Cassie situation escalating, Charlamagne is calling Diddy out, claiming he has an alleged hit list.
The Magic Assaulter is so powerful and rich, and he's so hooked up, connected, and linked in. First of all, that he's not on LinkedIn, but he's also so omnipotent, so vicious, that people that cross him get hurt or disappear. So, maybe this is my last Armageddon update. I'm just kidding, Sean. You know I love you. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. Every breath he takes, every move he makes. You know, he stole that from Sting, and he has to pay Sting $5
of his apartment with the firearm in pursuit of a rival industry executive whom he learned was nearby.
All right, never mind. He could have absolutely killed Tupac if he's doing shit like that. He's assassinating rival industry executives.
Yeah.
Yep. So for